Not in April.
July, July 19th,
Yep.
2025.
Hi. Okay, so part two of your life. You previously told us about growing up in Jamaica as a boy. So now let's go into the teenage years. What were you like as a teenager?
What would I like
As a teenager.
as a teenager
Yeah.
in those days?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You remember?
Um, those days, after leaving school, I was working with my uncle. When I say, we didn't have the education to go to high school or whatever. We're working with my uncle. My uncle would take me to with him every day or whatever day we saw wood or because he was a carpenter.
Hmm.
And so as a teenager we was just would play marble on the road, and we didn't have any we want to try to get mixed up with the bad boys there. If we have to go in a place, we sometimes we have to hide to go to where they playing music, cause
Hmm.
we were sheltered,
Yeah.
and uh, spent some time in Salt Spring where I'm born and grew up, and then my mom, she leave to Clarendon, looking life, and then after a while she come and get me. So I go to so many schools that I can't focus with education because I go to school in Maypen, I go to school in Maypen Clarendon, and I go to school in Chowtal, Frankfurt, So moving back and forth to different school, you can't study.
Mm.
'Cause they just trying to make life.
Yeah.
And even my sister that passed away, we was together one time, you know. So those days, you just have to learn trade. I didn't have nobody to tell you, say, well, you have to go on to college. You have to go to learn to be a doctor or a nurse. I didn't have nobody to tell you that. Just say you have to go learn trade, boy.
And what kind of trades were there?
The only trade that was with my uncle. Okay, my uncle was already established cabinet maker and a carpenter. So anyway, he take us with us. He take us, whether me and my brother or he take us with us in the field. So and when he get paid, he will give us a little money, so then we have to, boys, this is for your food. We're taking this back for your food, and you have to pay tithe.
Mm.
Can you imagine?
What? And how old were you around that time?
A teenager, when maybe 18, because after you leave school, back in Jamaica, you go to schools until you're probably 16, 18,
Mm.
they got, you go to 10th grade,
Yeah.
because if you finish after you reach certain age, you can't go back to school
Mm.
unless they have a thing they call third gear, or they call, like, here they call it after school study, and if you can't afford it, you just have to either you go learn something, or you just go with your parents them to the bush, take care of the goat or the cow or the thing like that. Oh,
Mm.
yeah, it wasn't, somebody to really push you for education. You know, Uncle Simi was really, um, more experienced out there. He tried to push his children, and we have to do the other yard work. Alan went to Harrison sometime, and then he dropped out, then clear, and then But I started to travel, after leave school. Light Forest, a friend of mine, who he's probably in Canada now somewhere there. We don't communicate much, but he came to Kingston and started work, and he came back to the country and see me and say him could him could get me up to Kingston and start out from there. So we those days it was train, you know, just take the train and that's where we start out. Come to Kingston. Kingston is like everybody want to get to New York from any place. So Kingston is like the main center. You leave from the country to Kingston and you take off from there. So you start to learn, get work. So that's where I start off. From Kingston, you start to work with construction. You go to, you mix mortar, you carry material over, and then that time, then, but at the same time, since you have the Adventist background, when Saturday, me no work on Saturday. Anyway, me no work on Saturday. Me tell them, say, me not go. Me at church, And so, wherever you live, we used to, you have 3 or 4 boys live in one room in a Kingston, and everybody maybe have their own bed or double bed or whatever. In Kingston, one room, everybody paid a weekly. Make up the money, pay over rent the place out.
How much you was paying?
May not even know because those days it was shilling and penny and all that.
Oh wow.
I don't know if £1 or £5 or you call it was English, I remember I couldn't tell you how much I used to pay them then. If I was like you have a memo, like what you have
Yeah.
and what you like, I should have that.
Yeah.
But my brother would know if it was the other time what is the value of a room, because the 12 of us in living in one room and 12 was make up and pay for them. But anyway, when I came to Kingston, I started, that's where I started out. So I didn't get no education to say go to college or to go to study for any particular. So, but I started to go to church. And Saturday, I have a friend of mine named Baba Carlin. Baba is came from the district there. We went to England and he came. So, my first trip to America was my Uncle Baba. That is Sister Mara, my grandmother's son. He got a ticket to go to America for work. And that's where I get my first experience. I take that, went to America, I get the ticket and we come to America. And that was I think it's 66. And 1960, my first trip to America was 1960, 19, I don't think it's 66, because 66, oh, wait a minute.
How old were you think?
Um, Let me see. I got married when I was 21, right? And shortly I get married, I went to America because because Milka, my
Mm-hmm.
first daughter, she was I leave she was born when I leave 19 1961. 1961.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to see because when I went to America, it was 19. That means I leave shortly.
Yeah.
I leave shortly to America.
Okay. That year.
60, 61, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Um, I'll put it on hold. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. I think
So you went 1961, shortly after Milka was born, and how long you stayed there when you went to
I
America?
stayed there about a year.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I spent about a year, and because that's why after when I come back, they started to make kids because one of them born either one milk they were born 1962 somewhere like that, 63.
Mm-hmm.
Then Lenford born 65 and
Mm-hmm.
because I was real young prime then. A matter of fact, I have my book. I was counting out on them thing. I was writing up something, and if I didn't know, take it out. I have my book there where I was. You put it on hold. Let me just look at Missy. Can you imagine? Okay, wife number one. Okay, 1961.
That's
Milk.
when you get married?
Yeah, no, I get 19. Yeah, 1961. Um, when I was when I was 22, Milka born 1961. I was 22-year old, right?
That's young.
Yeah.
You remember when she was born?
Yes, she was born.
No, you remember what was going on and
What was going on?
you remember what you thought? How did you find out when she was pregnant?
Miss Alma?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we was going to North Street Church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met Olga at North Street Church.
Okay.
Right. So, and then I was living on my own and she was living with some family members, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So she got pregnant somehow or the other. We went out for dinner somewhere. And then I tell myself, say, I don't want to go have kids here and there and there. I want to get married. So
Mm-hmm.
I married her, just for weakness.
Oh, so it wasn't a
No.
wedding? You went to the courthouse or how did
No, I think the church.
Oh, you had it at the
Go to the
church.
church, you just have for
Who
weakness.
was the witness?
Um, friends, my friends of mine, was
Mm-hmm.
a man and a woman. A matter of fact, Goldsmith was one of the witness, and another lady. I don't know. I don't get it. Goldsmith passed away recently. I didn't get on, but another friend of mine
Okay.
was a witness. Yeah.
So how she found out she was pregnant,
Well,
or
you
when she told you?
well basically back in Jamaica when somebody get pregnant, they don't have no tests or whatever. You just know she got pregnant because she don't see a period or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I don't remember um I was living someplace and she was living someplace. But after which when she get pregnant, then I decided to go get my own place. And then we lived together, but we were married
Mm.
at North Street Church. Because our parents them couldn't. She was not a mother and no father. It was cousins she lived with.
Mm.
And so we went and just get married, and then I have my own thing. And then that the same year I leave. After when the child born, whatever, I leave to America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I leave to America. While the child was, So back there in Jamaica, some women don't work, So men have to support. But it was cheap those days. That wasn't expensive at all.
How you have the money to buy a place for you guys to live?
Well, those days I was doing a lot of construction.
Okay.
Go here and work there and work, and that's how we support. And then things wasn't expensive, I say. And then I did have my own little shop because we go and we lease up, we lease we lease a property, a place, and then we build up a little 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom up
Mm-hmm.
in Sandy Park. I think we went there.
Okay.
Sandy Park up in Kingston there. And that's, we pay a lease, a yearly lease.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave them there and go to America, you know. So Milka, when I was 23, Del Reborn 1962. I was 23 years old.
Wow.
Can you
So
imagine?
do you remember Melka or Delray's births, or like what was going on, the time period that they were
Milka born 22nd of May
Mm-hmm.
19, 1961. Del Reborn the 29th of May
Mm-hmm.
also 1962.
So when you found out you were having children, were you afraid?
No, never afraid. Once they can support them and thing. I wasn't afraid because you're a young man and you just say we just say well once you can't find food and place them to live and so we wasn't thinking about even education. Like say how you gonna get school them or how you gonna you know have that mentality to figure out. You just want to have sex and kids born and you know so you can have food and not like now you have to plan. Now in America or even in Jamaica, some people know I think this if they're smart enough, they plan say no kids until they have a home. Some
That's
people
what I'm doing.
yeah, no kids until they have a home and if they want to have 2 or 3 kids, they know they have 2 bedroom, one for the boy, one for the girl, whatever. Some kids think big like that, China people do that. Yeah, I know a Jewish guy who do that in New York.
Okay.
And never get married until, you know, he buy a home. And he bought a home and he started to have kids. He bought, him have a bed for, him have a bought a home with 3 bedroom. Yeah. So, see, a Jewish, I work with them too, Jewish. Yeah. So as I say, I've led Ferdinand 1964. I was 25.
You remember his birth?
His birth is November.
You remember what was going on?
And his birth?
Yeah. Were you around in the time period?
Yeah, I was that time I was busy working with a bus company, building bus and all that. Yeah. 1964, I was 25. Carol born 1965, I was 26.
So that was the first birth that you were actually there for, right? You remember that birth? Because you said you was there for her
Oh,
birth.
I was there for Carol Bird. Yeah, I have to go put her on the hot water. A matter of fact, when the mother is getting pain or whatever, you have to run out the street, go jump on your bicycle, and you have to go call the nurse. But before you go to call the nurse, you come back, you have to put on the hot water because this is a home delivery. And them on the bed, them inside the room there. And so that I never even go in there to see her whatever because she and the nurse have got no room space. Two nurse come, but you have to put on the hot water and then then after birth whatever and then after birth you have to go take it and go bury it out there in a ground. The after birth.
Oh,
It's not something where you
the
can burn it.
placenta.
Eh?
You mean the placenta?
The person, yeah, after when they birth. You have to dig a hole and bury it.
What?
In the you open the and yeah, I like when me see your bird, me I cry like a baby. Those days, they had no space, the man
So where were the rest of the kids? They were there too? Milka and Carol and Valerie them were there?
I don't. They supposed to be there, but they probably know in the yard or something. They were still small kids. They gotta be there. Because Carol, the only one that I wasn't there when it born is Audrey. Audrey born 1967. I was 28. That time me in America here. I think. Yeah, I was in America.
Mm.
That's why it's number one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
That's my experience.
Mm.
That's.
So when
Let me go to the bathroom. I can.
okay, let me pause.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, your mom, your grandmother, Pauline mom,
Mm-hmm.
became Adventist.
Hmm.
A crusade.
Okay.
True welfare. They invite her, a
Mm-hmm.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other one, they were first there. Then, you see all the boy, they come here. They married to this girl who just saw Adventist and he go in and come out. But Derek, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Hmm.
that easy. Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Okay. Let's take it back just a little bit.
yeah.
So when did you start dating girls? You remember your first girlfriend?
Um, something back there in Jamaica. You just want to have sex with you don't really date nobody if you have because you can't have men so if
Mm-hmm.
you see this girl and you like it and if you start to play or whatever you want to get sex you get in a bush
In a
a
bush.
roadside or
What?
yeah you sometimes if you want to stand up or whatever in a bush or a roadside or under the big tree or on a bed or them sort of thing. They
That's
nobody feel
crazy.
no permanent because in my time I don't know because you don't have that you didn't get that mental to say well make sure you date this girl and if you want to marry her because you can't think about marrying because you can't afford it what I
Mm-hmm.
mean you never got no experience
Mm-hmm.
to say, because as I said, the first girl who get pregnant for me, I am married. That's all. I wasn't really running around with a lot of girl or whatever, because it's the same little church girl in my country. If you go and you're playing the domino or you're playing, thing like that, but never have that, you know. So I actually make a decision early at 21.
Mm-hmm.
And that's good because I don't know my brother's style but I definitely you know because even and I notice sometime in my life like if I go like how I leave and go to America you have those girls come and the farm to look in money and thing like that. I was very so I never get into evolve with those girls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some guys gone out, night outside, but I
Yeah.
never really, that's why when I come back, I was prime. Started to make kids, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that.
So was Miss Olga the first person that you really dated?
I mean, what?
Was Miss Olga the first person that you technically date?
Well, since I come to Kingston, yes, she was but she's not the first person that I say I have sex with.
No, no, I'm
Oh
saying
yeah,
you.
yeah. I would say for to make real start life with she
Okay.
because then I was more or less in the church. Not perfect, but because she's the first one I would say, because they done,
So
um,
you remember what attracted you to her?
um, what attracted me to her is because she was a Seventh-day Adventist. That's number one,
Mhm.
and she was what would I say? She was looking at attractive to me because she was airy skinned and she was light skinned, yeah, and long hair. But education wise, I was looking into all of that because I think she was working.
Mhm.
'Cause, she just live with her parents. Like she's about 3 years older than I am, or something like that. But I was, a matter of fact, she's supposed to go to England. Um, her boyfriend, she did have boyfriend, and her boyfriend went to England. But because she never have no birth certificate or something, she couldn't go. So that's how she settled with me, actually.
Oh,
I don't know if you know that,
no.
but I tell the kids that, you know, because I don't remember if I was the first man for her. I don't know if I don't, I didn't remember if because she was, I was 21 then. She was like what,
Probably 24 or something.
20? Yeah, because I was 21. She was like 25 or 20. Yeah, but yeah, I never really said date with somebody else and then we break up. I don't remember that. I was dating this one and then it didn't work. I would break up. I don't remember that. No, because I
Okay.
only know say I married at 21, so that she was the only one that was actually get my attention
Mm-hmm.
because she was in the church.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, how did you meet your second wife?
Okay. Wife number two. That is Yvette, which they come with involved with Dana and Paul. So this is another thing again. That's why so if when you get married, actually you're not supposed to leave your wife or your husband for less than a year or two, or because you get distracted out there. So I get messed up because while I was away in when I leave, because I was going traveling back and forth to America. After me come back from farm work, I go back again. 19 I leave Jamaica again to the US in 1966
Mm-hmm.
to study on photography. So while I was in photography school, then I met Yvette. You know what I mean? That time the kids, me and my wife and the kids are back home. So met Yvette with his Donna mom. So I get messed up there. Donna, Donna mom, Donna get pregnant in 1960. Donna born 1968, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that time, wife number 1968. What year? How old I was then? Oh, I don't put that there. I
Let
don't
me
see.
see. 1968. You were
How come
29.
29? I should put that there. How come I don't put that there? Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
put that. Yeah,
But
yeah. I think I was 29. Yeah, yeah. See here, 29. I was
okay.
29. Yeah, you got it. So what happened? How I get messed up with Yvette? When I came to America, 1966,
Mhm.
that I started to work on my I came on photography,
Hmm.
and then is that's where I started to look about my to stay in America. So
So, what made you decide to move to America?
no, we talking how I met Yvette.
But you said you went to America to do the photography.
Yeah, do photography.
Okay.
So that's the same time I'm trying to get my permanency.
Mm.
So I do my photography for 3 months or something like that, or 6 months, and then you run out you because you come in on a student visa.
Hmm.
So you come in on a student visa, and you know you come in on a student visa, and then you finish your study, you don't want to go back. So from then, that's where I'm trying to get my permanent. So we went and you apply for your permanent, and then you have to file fresh paper over what you was doing, what you want to do, what you're doing, what you do. You tell them where you used to work back home, and then you leave from photography and go do all the construction and whatever. You get somebody to sponsor you here, you know. So if it now when I get in the meantime, I've been working, and sending money back home for the kids them and all of that, you know. So he vet no, Jamaica, some Jamaica don't want them no care, they don't care about themselves. You say, where you going to move? She knows I'm married already, but she never straight either. But when I file my paper, then I get straight. I went home in 1966. In 1966, I get my residency.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
1966. And then
So
that,
you was 29 still.
huh?
So you was 29.
Yeah, yeah. So what I did, I came back in America, 1966, and
You
so
was 27. Mm.
I make her next baby out. When me go back out there, that's Audrey,
Hmm.
1967.
Hmm.
Yes, so when we come back now in America, um, if it now because me buy Bergen Street already. When we come back in America, me buy Bergen Street already. 1968. Can you imagine Bergen Street
Mm.
where your grandmother was living? Can you imagine?
Hmm.
Right? So Rose, just had me in my head, bugging me. When you going to the fort? When you going to, to get me, I me never had no knowledge say me not have to do that. So, me go to Mexico and divorce, so
What?
divorce Alga and then,
In Mexico?
yeah,
Why? Why Mexico?
because here in America, I think it's easier there, because you have to live certain time and, it was something, but you have to get a lawyer and all them things there. There's somebody get it, it says that you get in Mexico, so when I go, but those days I filed for the kids I'm already and I'll get everybody.
Mm. Wait,
So
so did Olga know about Rosie first?
yeah, well I tell her that she can't when they get through when she get through the call, if she wasn't around Rosie she could come straight to me. But she couldn't come straight to me because me and Rosie was together. Can you imagine? So that's why she went to Oxford because there was a friend who passed away now. She went there. A friend
Mm-hmm.
who passed away, she went straight to that girlfriend that she had there, and she started work. I think in America is the first place she could start to work. So she was working as a matter of fact, she was getting more money than I have more social security because she get a job into the nursing home.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember what she was doing. She get a job in the room and but I filed for all of them. The only person she should that never me never bring up is Audrey because Audrey wasn't ready. So I'm going to the bathroom. Let me go.
Again?
Yeah,
You
me
took
now.
some Lasix?
What did I take? Control that I'm still surviving. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Bless. So City Paul, yeah, Donna, I was born 1968, I was 29.
So you said,
Paul, born 1972, I was 33.
oh, so so how you said that Miss Olga found out about Rosie?
Oh, no, well, actually, I am the one who tell her
Mm-hmm.
that she can't come here because I, well, matter of fact, I told her that I divorced her. You know what I mean? 'Cause those days you could divorce once you separated for 2 years or whatever. I told her I divorced her, so she can't come here. Me, I told her that. Well, that's before she come to Jamaica, to America.
Mm-hmm. How
But,
she react?
eh?
How she reacted?
Um, I don't sure. Okay, we never have no argument, because she know that. Let me see. She know that I was taking care of her still. You know what I mean? Because I filed a paper for them, and I think a matter of fact, she first come up. You know, she first come into America, but she goes straight to.
Harper.
I go and get the kids there. I go accept Audrey. I go and get Aud I go and get Milka, Delray, Linford, and Carroll. As a matter of fact, when I got down there, because I used Bergen Street address, I was at, I can't forget when Audrey, when the plane take off, Delray. I want to go down. I want to go out. I want to go down. So they have to hold her, yeah, you know, the, the nurse,
The flight attendant.
the flight attendant. She was scary. I want to come out. I want to get up. I want to get up. I said, all right, then, yeah, because they don't want to with me. So I told, yeah. So I bring them straight to Connecticut. They landed at Kennedy Airport, and I drive them down there. It was really sad because them time I wanted us to go back to her, but Yvette still involved. Cause sometime when I take the car ready to go out to look for them, Yvette want to come in the car. I said, no, you can't come in. And she wanted to come in the car to come with them. So, at time I live on Bergen Street. Can you imagine?
Mm. So you remember what attracted you to Yvette?
To Yvette?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, what attracted me to Yvette, number one, she she wasn't an Adventist. That's number one because she baptized, man, she I met her at church. But she she was loving, you know what I mean? And which all is not. She was loving and caring, and she wanted her papers at the same time, and she was a teller. I don't know what she was doing in Jamaica. I don't remember, but she was more little. She used to work and bring her money, come to me to, I mean, tell her, because she knew I was doing business. I was a business person. And she comes to me at the house at Bergen Street, at Kingston there. And, She knew I was busy working construction and all that. So, um, yeah, she wasn't giving me no trouble, tell you the truth.
Okay.
She wasn't, she was, and she was a church of God person, you know. But after, I think it's after after our family them know that I did have wife and children and all them that, I think that's where it started, and with my visitation and all that. So that's weird. And then when Paul come on the scene, that's where she used to date somebody else because she knows that I'm going to Connecticut, and all of that, and she just make up her mind. Because we invited we we was so we did by 112 road. She was
Mm-hmm.
working at the bank, and because I buy the 112 road, and because she was working at the bank, she get a 6%, which is and so she she made the decision that she gonna leave me because she break up the marriage, you know, technically. But I was more loving to her more. I see where I love her technically more than Alga. Technically, I don't know why. Because I don't know if it's because I started to do a lot of running and experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really didn't know what to do. I never really have to. But she leave me, and when she leave me, I said, "Oh, look at that." When I read the Bible, I say, "Well, you know what the Bible what is it? And then what the quote the word is it?
Well, what goes around comes
Go around, comes around."
around. That's your karma.
Yeah,
That's your karma.
yes. You hurt somebody, you get rid of.
Oh, so
That's what goes around.
you was hurt, huh?
Yeah, because I started to run up and down all down Canada. Because we can't know if we go back to Alabama. You know what I mean? Because it's very rough. It's very rough. I started run to Canada. I started run to Jamaica. I started all over the place.
Mm.
And then me I check my life. Me I check my life out now. I say look at that now. And then me try to go back to Alga one at a time. Buy the house we are. Me buy the house.
In Connecticut?
Yeah. The house
Oh,
that she live in here, me buy it.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Me buy it. Morris Cunningham, which is your granddaughter? You got a son? No, it's
Mm-hmm.
not you. Morris Cunningham, who is living down here, him give me a paperwork so that I could that me working with him, but I have to get because when you buy a house, yeah, buy the house. So I just sign it off. It's since me and your mother come down here, me sign it off. I get make she, and me put Lenford name on that house. That's it, you know. Yeah, me have all the paperwork, them upstairs on my house. So one of the reasons I try to go back to her way back, but then how this is how Sharon come in this picture
Oh,
because she started to
well,
miserable and
I
but
mean, I don't know if you have to go down all of that.
right because I don't know I don't want to go into all of that because Mark technically she was down at Mark house, but because she was 15 or whatever.
Well, yeah, you don't have to
That's
go
why
there.
I cover for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go into that, but that's one of the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just talking about my life where I'm going heading through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
matter of fact, you see, like, oh, you deal with me, your mother don't sit down and talk all of this, because she don't even like you to ask me things.
Oh yeah, I'm interested in stuff like this.
Yeah,
I
your
like
mom don't
stuff like
ask me,
this.
she don't sit down and talk all these things.
So, how did you meet mommy?
How I meet your mom? Can you imagine? How I meet that's a miracle, you know. Yeah, meeting your mom is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about it, while I was with Rosie, Record and I from Kingston, Record that in Canada, went to Jamaica, and Pauline and Pam never married yet, Nitty, and Pauline and Pam was friends, and that's where I met your mom, way back there.
So, record introduced you to.
That time me and Rosie not together, you know,
Oh.
but but Record and I went to Jamaica, recorded no Nitty, Pam. Pam and Pauline was friends.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the evening, your mom give me a kiss.
What?
Told by the call that. At time
What?
there was girl used to wear them big high heel shoes and then beer afro head. You know what I mean? Them time she give me a kiss and we can't forget it. I say, well, you can't give me them kiss again.
What made her do that?
Yeah?
What made her do that?
Well, she was young, and I think we meet one evening and me dating like a date. So after when we come back America now, um, I think that's where it started from. Rosie do the divorce, and then me and Ricky start to talk again. And Ricky remind me, say, you don't remember the girl, the girl, eh? Because I was been running up and down just to find settlement, and then this girl in California, there was a girl in California, Miss Grant. She had one daughter. Somebody recommended me to Miss Grant in California. I went to California, Los Angeles.
Mm.
But when I matched her, I have Pauline picture and her picture together now. She said, Miss Grant kind of look a little ugly. I was even like from a Pauline. Because when she was, Miss Grant was a nurse and she was older too. So, and she come from Jamaica. She's Adventist. Because I said I want an Adventist woman. But I said Pauline is, to me, she knows it is quiet. As I choose Pauline.
Oh wow! I'm glad you chose her because now I'm
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, now you're here.
Imagine if you didn't choose her.
That's right.
I
That's
wouldn't
right.
have been here.
Yeah. So I have two pictures. One with Pauline and and that's when. So we're here to 40 years. Can you imagine?
Mm.
But
And is she the only one that you had a wedding with? Cause did you have a wedding with Rosie?
Yvette?
Yeah, did you have a wedding?
Yeah, but private. Not
Oh, so it was another
yeah,
like
yeah,
small ceremony.
yeah.
Okay.
A matter of fact, you know something? All the three people over there married, is private, because Yvette, your mom was private too. Never
Mm-hmm.
have no big group of, yeah,
Mm.
thinking of that.
So it was record, right? That was at that wedding, and that was in Canada
With
with my mom.
yeah, yeah, record I do that first. Yeah, record and his wife
Mm-hmm.
do that first.
So where did you marry Yvette? In New York?
Yeah, in New York, because did we do private? Yeah, courthouse or something like that. You know I want to pay again.
Again? What?
My blood is getting weak.
Oh Lord. I think with the wedding, we were talking about the wedding.
Yeah, I just thinking about it. I never none of my wedding there
It wasn't a big
wasn't a
extravagant.
big extra. Can you imagine? There was all Yeah, small,
Simple.
simple, simple. Ah,
Were you nervous on any of your wedding days? Do you remember the wedding days?
I'll go wedding back there in Jamaica is this pastor here he died, pastor I have to go. I don't remember his name, but he's probably died. Getting old now, and I don't remember all the names. But I know the other one. Event was in courthouse, I think. I'm not sure. And your mom is in Canada at also a courthouse, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
It was a courthouse.
No, I thought it was at a church.
Mm, I'm not sure it was a church.
Oh.
And Ricky was one of the weakness,
Yeah.
and his wife was one of the weakness.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a church.
Okay.
And
Hmm.
because you remember she was here as a visitor, and I go do that, and then they bring her right across,
Hmm.
you know.
Oh, so you told her to come out because you wanted to marry her.
Oh, you mean
How it worked?
your mom?
Yeah.
Well, oh, okay. Yeah, thinking about that. After introduced her from Jamaica, I told her she was a teacher back in Jamaica, and she always get long vacation, 3 months and all of those for summer class. So I said, okay, you go up to record up in Canada. I send you up there and I'll come up there, Mario. I buy all the material here, the dress and everything, and take it up there. You know what I mean?
So you wrote her a letter and you said
No,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
Wrote
sent
her.
her the letter and you told her to
Either wrote
come?
her a letter or I talked to her. I tell her that. Take your vacation, move to Canada. And I'll drive. I rent my car and drive up there, buy the dress them and everything. I have my suit. You see my suit that I have. I have everything taken up there. And then we plan the wedding up there. But when I go there, you have to go to the courthouse and show you the divorce paper, sign up, and then you sign her up and you make the date for the wedding.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's where we do mine, and then I took her across. I use one of the kids them paper take her across. Can you imagine? You can't do it now. Can you imagine?
You brought her across the border using their paperwork.
Yeah, we went to Naranga Fall and have a swim there,
What?
before we take off.
What?
Yeah, I went to stop at Naranga Fall, man,
Mm.
and have a swim there.
You was afraid? You thought you was gonna get deported?
Well, those days wasn't so those wasn't so scary. But if they once you have something to show,
Mm.
and a matter of fact, it was a little risky though, because it was a little risky because after when I took her through and leave her someplace, you know,
You left her with Aunt Anne or something? Who you leave her with?
I leave her at some, I leave her at some like a hotel.
Oh.
I leave her and then I go back for the stuff then. Like they have cakes. I go back for the cake and some have clothes and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I reach back to the border now, as I said, they start to search again and they figure that something wrong.
What?
Yeah. So they start to follow me now. And I noticed them in the back of my car. They start to follow me. They said they figured out something, I have somebody. So I start to drive around like I'm crazy, man. And when the guys stopped me at some time and point, I said, my wife is in Canada, you know, and I just taking these things back home, New York. So he said,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you could file for her. I said, yeah, I know that. I could do that, but it does have to get some time. And you know, he's all right. And they so where are your wife now? It's say to him, say he's in Canada, you know. But that time he passed by already long time I have her somewhere. You live her somewhere, you know. Sometimes okay, so they stop following me now. So me just drive around there and then go pick her up. And then still look at that and then me come at that time. Uh, she thought, don't forget about her, just trembling. And me, me stop every time and look if me see anybody follow me and before me go to the hotel to pick her up. So when we pick her up, man, me just drive straight. The first stop me stop, I was in a Bronx at a friend of mine. And then after me stop, me come and me stop a hand. Me not go to my house because me don't know if they want, they have my address or my house, you know. So me stop a hand and then, you know. And that's it. And but when we file for a permanent now, me drive in, me drive to get her, and then turn me back.
Why?
I don't know. They turn me back, so we have to. So the next time when we fly in and get the permanent, because actually you can't get your permanent in the America. You have to go out. So me fly in and then they say you get 3 days to leave. You know. So we get a permanent and we come back in, flying back. And that's it. Get a permanent stay and then, she's a citizen of the United States now. So,
Very good.
so she get pregnant. I tell you something. Can you imagine? That same year when Lauren, before Lauren born, me get sick. Wife number three, 1985. Lauren born.
She was born 87.
Eh?
Lauren was born 87.
Wife number three, 1985. Okay, yeah. Lauren born 87. I was 48.
Mm. What you got sick with?
Um, Blackage. Before Lauren, I did have a blackage. They take 3 feet of my intestine.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't work. 'Cause I was busy working. Not drinking enough water and all of those sort of things.
Mm.
You know. And John born 1994. I was 55 years old.
So what made you
55 years old.
what made you have one more kid? Because that was 8 years later, 7, 8 years later.
Yeah.
Why you had another child at that? Because you was old.
Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause I was 55.
Yeah. What made you decide to have another kid?
I don't know. I probably was in. I was fit. Was fit.
Was it an accident?
Um, I don't sure. I'm not sure. We never planned. We never planned. We
Mm-hmm.
never planned really. But those days, Lauren. Sometimes your grandma teach Lauren. Sometimes I never planned. I never planned. I never planned. I never planned. But Lord know everything best. Lord know everything best.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just happy to see that all my kids, I have 7 girls, right? 2 boys. I don't count David. I don't sure that. But you know, they educated. They get more education more I am back there. But at the same time, the Lord bless me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine? Because here I am, 85-year old, and I only have little aches and pain in my knee. I still moving around. All my kids are educated. I mean, they all go through little problem, not like I am, because Milka, she was the first one. She got married, didn't work out, and she get married again, and she don't have any kids, but and with Delry, she also get married. She have three girls, and she fighting. She got a profession. Lenford, why couldn't I have one child like Lenford? Lenford have only one child. Can you imagine? Oh, and he's blessed. He's blessed. He's blessed. My one and only son, and Paul, he's down there with his mom. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good to know when I look where I'm coming from, where I give God praise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, John, you know my story more than your mom do. I guess you can.
I'm kind of curious. I'm just a curious type of person.
You just want to know how I survived it.
Hmm. So,
Blessing.
what do you remember about when I was born?
That's another thing. When you was born, I cried because I never see naturally when somebody. I know that how I know how kids born, but just to see your own kid born, your mom lie down there and the child coming out, and I couldn't take it. I say I'm not going to go back to her. Have no more sex. Can you imagine? I see coming out. Me have to let them did that. The nurse woman did. What what you crying for? What happened, mama? What happened to you? What you crying for? I said I don't know. Miracle. Yeah. So and you was born somewhere up in Kings in where you was born
I
again?
was born in Long
Long
Island.
Island. Yeah. And I said you're a special child. You're a special child. I didn't see when Lauren born because Lauren, I rush her to I rush your mom to the hospital, and by the time I go upstairs, Queen General, she born already, I think. Yeah, and I said to myself, with your mom as a education teacher, what I mean, you all will be once America is blessed. You will get exactly what you need, what you want, and we just have to work along with it. Encouragement. The children, and we pray with them, we have study with them. And I have to just copy how I come up and to give you all of that. That's my thing. Copy how I come up. I would like you to spiritually. You all have more. I would say opportunity, get education wise, you know, and it's not an easy road, but it's what you tell yourself you want. I don't know, but I get my little experience from traveling, and when I say traveling, is in the in the farm work, number one, and then in meeting people. That's a lot, and to he listen to people how they make life and guideline, you know. And I'm not a gambler. I'm not. I mean, I remember I used to buy one or two thing, but you can't win. you you get messed up. You know, lotto card and thing. You can't win. You can't. But anyway, I think I know the Lord bless me, regardless. And I don't know. the blessing follow all of you guys. I thought you was gonna call, say you're on your way or text me. Okay, until the next time, we will have more interview
Until part three.
and part three.
Yes.
It was
We continue.
it was a nice evening telling about my life, where I'm coming from and where I'm at now. Give God thanks.
Hmm.
So I just want to the thanks to my daughter. She always curious, wanted to know where I'm coming from and where I'm at now. And I'm blessed. The Lord is good. Bye.
All right.